April showers were more like April thunderstorms in the markets. And after the wild ride of the markets bouncing up and down the month of April, we actually finished down. And what caused those storms, what caused that uncertainty of the markets going down? It was all this conversation around tariffs. And a lot of it we don't know, and the markets, again, don't like uncertainty. So that's why things sold off. And when the market sold off substantially in April, what we did as your advisor was took advantage of that and actually went in and bought some things that went on sale and sold some things that went up in value that were safe in bonds and some of these things that went up when everybody panicked. But I think actually want to share some perspective that it's not just about the tariffs, but what's the reason for the tariffs. And one of the things that just stands out to me that is something that as Americans, we got to kind of try and figure out how to fix is the federal budget. And one of the reasons they are talking about changing tariffs is because it's a revenue source. And why is that important? Well, because I just got our research here for the end of the quarter, and what stands out to me is for all of the revenue sources that they're expecting in 2025, we as a country are going to borrow 27% of our budget. So think about your budget and think about what you're spending, and so you're going to go borrow on a line of credit a 27% of what you're spending, and then when you actually look over on your bills, okay, so what's that money going towards? Of the 27% of our budget that we're spending, 14% of our expenses is just interest, not paying down the debt, just interest. Non-defense spending is 14%. Our national defense is 12, which means we're spending more money on interest on our debt than we are for our entire national defense. All other mandatory spending is 12. Medicaid, right? So those that we're taking care of is only 9%. So 14% interest is more than what we're spending on Medicaid. If we looked at Medicare, so that's everyone that's retired, that's the healthcare system of this country, is at 16% of our budget. And yet the interest is 14. And so this is getting pretty serious. And so one of the reasons that they talked about creating tariffs is because tariffs from a revenue source is only 1%. And it's something that could make maybe a little bit of an impact to try and create new revenue sources. And it creates uncertainty. And we really don't know how it's going to play out. Is it going to be that the countries pay the tariff? Is it going to be us as consumers that pay the tariff? Is it going to be the corporations in the middle that pay the tariff? And what we want you to know is that we're paying attention to things and we're here to try and help bring perspective. But when the markets got uncertain, it's because there's some uncertainty about how we're going to keep paying for all the money that we've actually spent. So forget the politics for a second. I just want to share with you, that's a little bit of the facts behind what just happened in the month of April. And what I want to reiterate for our long-term clients, for those that are allowing us to invest your life savings, is we have to look beyond any one month, any one headline, any one uncertainty, and look at decades and lifetimes and generations, because that's what we're investing towards. And as long as we make sure we never have to sell when the markets are down, by having the right amount of money set aside as a reserve, by pre-planning your needs, we don't have to react. And in fact, we can take advantage of.